I guarantee you by the end of this video, there's going to be at least one person down in the comments that's going to say, oh, how much did Razer pay you for this video? Well, you know what? I don't care, because I'm sticking to my roots here. And Razer, you got my address. So if you want to send a check, you know where to send it. But no joke, this is hands down the best big box, big company keyboard we have seen to date. I mean, come on, Razer. You could at least put my name on a space bar. As far as in your box, as you see, you get your detachable USB-C cable, you get your paperwork, you get this big old plush magnetic wrist rest, and yes, you get a keycap puller and a switch puller? That's right, this keyboard is hot swap, and we will get to that. But first off, what I want to talk about is the build of this bad boy. No flex whatever, very solid. You got that metal top plate there. It is plastic down on the bottom. As you see, you got a little RGB strip there, which I'll fire it up later. Flipping around to the bottom, you got that for gamer by gamer little design there. A couple rubber feet and 2 levels of pop-out feet. I'm gonna nitpick here a little bit. There is one thing I would have liked to see, and that is a little rubber foot in the middle. This is mild, but again, when you type on keyboards, sometimes you get that little bit of droop in the back there. Again, I'm nitpicking here. This is mild. I didn't feel it at all. It's just something I love. I wish we would start using standard 6 feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, just to balance again that pressure out with on the board. But again, I'm nitpicking. As you can see, it is detachable USB-C, and you can fit just about any custom cable in there. The gap is big enough. Now back to the top of the keyboard, the keycaps are double shot ABS. Let's go and pop one off here so you can see. Very thick, very durable. I did also ask Razer, yo, why don't you use double shot PBT? Well, it's really for that RGB to shine through, and let's not fool each other. ABS is a little bit cheaper to produce than PBT, but again, the main thing here is for that RGB to shine through. I also did ask Razer, hey, do your replacement keycaps fit these? Unfortunately, the colored PBTs do not. That's because there's a little tiny shift key over here, but they're phantom, the all black or white ones that shine through, those do fit on this. Anyways, diving deeper into the keyboard here, as you see, you got the 75% layout. We kind of think TKL, but compact. Absolutely love it. This is the best layout here. Me as a TKO fan, this is better. Because again, it just has what you need, compact in the perfect space. And they still have the media controls up here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh yes, I absolutely love it. Tactile steps right in there. And then you got your little control buttons here. Anyways, diving deeper into the keyboard, I'm gonna throw a picture up on the screen about what Razer did right here with their dampener foam, double layer. And they also did the tape mod down under the PCB with some fire retardant tape or something to help out with the acoustics of this keyboard. So I know I just showed you the picture that Razer supplied us for this. I am going to take apart this keyboard, which by the way, Razer stated is only these 6 screws on the bottom instead of popping off all your keycaps to get to it, to dabble with it, which I absolutely love. I haven't done it yet. Y'all know I do my videos raw live with you guys unscripted, and that's how we're gonna do it. But I'm gonna wait till the end of the video because I don't want to ruin the keyboard if I do something wrong. But we will take it apart and see what's going on inside. Now, one other thing that's really going to help out with the acoustics of this board here is, again, the case. Now, you look at it this way, you might look at the slightly floating keycap design. Well, no, because whenever you press your key down, you can see it goes down under it. I'll pull it up here a little bit more, get some focus, and hopefully you can see it goes down underneath that case. So again, it's going to lock in and hold that sound rather than let it just kind of radiate and be pingy or high-pitched going throughout. Now, going right in line with everything we've talked about so far, yes, the keyboard is hot swap. You got your little switch puller here, bam, pinch it, and it pulls right out. Now, the Razer switches that are going to be included are the orange V4s. I'm not a tactile fan. I'm going to give you a sound test here shortly. But wow, these are some of the nicest tactile switches I've ever used. No fluff. Will I main them? No, I won't. I'm a linear fan, but they're just nice. They're not excessively tactile or anything. I could still game with these, which usually tactile switches I can't. Anyways, the switches that come with them, they are 3-pin, as you see here, and they said they wanted to do that so it's more versatile with a bunch of other keyboards. You don't got to clip them, yada, yada, yada. But going into the PCB right here, as you can see, it is 5-pin. Talking more about the PCB, Razer stated the stabs are lubed, which they sound amazing, which again, I'll give you that sound test here shortly, but along with the PCB, it can also support screw-in stabs. Now, Razer did use the clip-in ones. I'm not sure why they didn't go screw-in. Maybe it's a marketing thing down the road. Hey, here, buy some screw-in stabs. I'm not too sure what's going on right there, but again, it's cool that you got that flexibility and versatility with the PCB to really just do what you want. Now that you got a good understanding of what the board is packing, I want to go in and give you that sound test here. And again, we are using the Razer V4 orange switches here. And as you see, they do have the, what you call it, the blocked little square stem right there. It really prevents any of that dance around here. Let me get my spacebar back on. And yes, anybody that's asking, I always put my spacebar upside down. Why do I do that? Because as a gamer, I rest my wrist right down here. Bam, my thumb just slides off. Just try it. Before you hate on it, try it. Trust me, it's absolutely phenomenal. Anyways, the sound test. Now, I also want to give you a quick sound comparison to the BlackWidow V4 Pro, their full-size keyboard. Now, the build is a lot different here. As you see, you do have that floating keycap design, but they still implement that double-layer dampening foam. They don't have the tape mod here or anything like that, but I want to give you that core sound difference again here in one to the other. So listen to that sound test right there. We gotta agree that the V4 5% sounds absolutely phenomenal. Now the V4 Pro sounds good as well, but what you can tell is that sound difference from, again, that floating keycap design to where your key is gonna press down. Because when that key goes down, presses, bam, that sound's gonna kind of just escape out. When you got the enclosed case right here, which I stated many a times, I love enclosed cases, presses down, it holds that sound and just dampens it out there. And the V4 75%, whew, it sounds so good. Now there are a couple other things that are helping out with that great sound as well, which I saved for the end because it's not really something that I can speak on. I'm gonna be straight with you. I got it from the marketing material here. It is using an FR gasket mounted plate with pour-on gaskets there. Now, again, that's not really my area, so I didn't want to harp on it, but I will talk about this. I have used many gasket-mounted keyboards before, and I do not like the majority of them. I think like the glorious one is gasket-mounted, and I did like it because it was firmer, right? A lot of people didn't like it because it was too firm in the keyboard space. I'm a gamer before a keyboard or anything like that, right? And talking about gasket mounted, what I don't like about it is that extra flex, right? I want my switch to be fast, to the point. I want to get my input and bam, be right to business in my game, right? I don't want that extra flex. So you want a fast switch. Why do I want it to flex so it goes down even further for that input, right? Again, it's not my thing. So on this, talking about it being gasket mounted, I personally don't feel that flex. Is that a pro or a con? I don't know. That's for you to decide. But again, I don't feel the flex. So for me, being a gamer, I love the way it feels. Now again, touching on me not being a fan of tactile switches, but really not being annoyed by using these, I actually kind of have a good time using them, right? I will still go to linear switches. And luckily, Razer will be releasing other switches for these, being in their green clickies and then their yellow linears, which are my absolute favorite, being like at 1.2 actuation, kind of like a Cherry Speed Silver, but of course a whole lot smoother and being able to slap them right in here. But heck, you don't need any of the Razer switches. Again, you can use any switch on this keyboard that you want. Now taking a quick look of the RGB on the keyboard here, as you can see, nice and vibrant, but again, with it being that kind of enclosed case, you don't get that bleed out of RGB, which I really like. Again, it's more of a professional RGB, but really cool touch they did here. You see it shining out over here. You again have those RGB strips on both sides right there. And you can control the RGB on this keyboard. As you see right in the manual here, it's function control, and then 1 through right there. So you go bam, bam, over here and hit that. It'll go to a different type of effect, kind of that radiate. There you go. Now you can really see that RGB to go into town right there. And again, it looks phenomenal. It's not crazy disco, but again, it's kind of nice and subtle, crisp RGB. Now, before we get to taking this keyboard apart, I just want to touch briefly on my time actually using it here. And there's a couple things I didn't even talk about, right? Number one being This keyboard also has 8,000 polling rate. Now, I want to let you know, I have been having a little bit of issues with 8,000 polling rate on my PC. I still use the Death Adder V4 or V3, the wired version. I don't use the wireless version anymore. But anyways, I use that in my keyboard, whether it be the Corsair or Razer one, that's 8,000 polling rate. I've noticed a little bit of lag out there. I'm not too sure what's causing that. Now, I always got games in the background, downloading updates, this, that, or the other. I'm not too sure. I don't got the tech to really test that. So what I've been doing is really bumping all of my peripherals and my gear down to 4,000 polling rate, and it's been absolutely butter. And like I stated in many videos, do you notice a difference from, heck, 1,000 to 8,000? I mean, you got to be fooling yourself if you say yes, right? But again, us being tech nerds, and we want the best of the best, if it's there, why not take advantage of it? You know what I mean? So again, it's a little bit of a stinker that I'm in that situation, but again, me just bumping to 4,000, I've been perfectly fine. So all right, here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and attempt to take this keyboard apart. Again, I have not done this before, so wish me luck here. We're gonna go on and get this electric screwdriver. By the way, the screwdriver is so fantastic, little electric tiny thingy. I'll put a link down in the description, not sponsored whatsoever. Gosh, I stinking love it. But what I'm more curious about is it actually just these 6 screws to undo this keyboard? I've taken many keyboards apart before, and it's just, it's such a pain. Well, which screw? What other keycap is that other screw underneath? Okay, here we go. Let me flip it around. Yo, it's already separating here. Plate. Yo, look at that. Take a look at it here. There's a plate, fully metal, going all the way around to the bottom. Now, I don't want to, let me see. I know you can just pop these out like this, right? Oh gosh, I don't want to ruin this. I can't get that off right there. That's a little tough. Where you can see it's bandaged on right there. Here you go. You got that foam along the edge. I guess is that the, what you call for the gasket mounted? All right there, all that dampening. Now, can I get the rest of this out? Okay, whoa, here we go. Check it out. Yo, so many things attached. Okay, look at this. So many other things attached inside there. So I don't want to undo all those, but I'm going to bend it over. And you guys can see, yo, there's that little tape mod. They say it's that fire retardant, whatever. Yo, it's super thick. It almost feels like a very small piece of rubber. It's totally sticky underneath, like all the way around it. If you can see down here, it's like a whole piece of tape under there. But it feels rubberish. It really does. Now let's take a look at it this way. So there's that tape mod underneath. There's that dampening foam right there. And then you got these, which I guess is that gasket going on the top and the bottom of the plate here. Now, as you look in the bottom of the case, I just don't want to disconnect this stuff because I feel like I'm going to have an issue. In the bottom of the case, you got that other dampening foam. Now, this piece is a little bit thinner right there. But again, with me feeling it separate, I feel like it's plenty. I don't really feel like we need any more. And then you got that little soft dampening foam on the side as well. So now that we've had a good look of this board, top to bottom, inside and out, I think we all can agree that it is a phenomenal keyboard. Like you're fooling yourself and you're on some custom keyboard bandwagon hype train if you can't agree with me right here. This keyboard, phenomenal, case closed. But we got to ask, is it worth the MSRP asking price, which I know people are going to say it's expensive. It's $190. Okay, I'm going to agree with you. That's a lot of money right there. But I do think you are getting one heck of a product for $190. And I'm going to say, heck yes, I love it. And I will tell you, if you want a dang good keyboard, pick this up right now. There's going to be people out there saying, oh, go get the NK65. Oh, go get this, go get that. No, none of those stinking keyboards are as good as this. This thing is phenomenal. Again, top to bottom, inside and out, in the specs it's packed with the 8,000 pull rate and everything. Again, this is a dang good product. And at the end of the day, if there's one thing we can agree on, is Razer, send me my check. Whew. But anyways, thank you so much for coming by for this video. This product made me completely nerd out. I absolutely love it, and it will be staying on my desk. Let me know what you think about it right down in the comments. This one makes me excited, guys. I love seeing products like this. But again, thank you so much for coming by for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I was able to help you out just a little bit. If I was, hit that thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I hope I catch you in the next one. Bye now.
We interrupt this program to bring you an important announcement.